this tension, a feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros.
Okay, so we are on our way to the Nappstar Salon. We just left the airport and we're in the city now. And we are going straight to the salon. It's raining pretty hard because of Hurricane Henry. So I came during a storm, and it's been raining really, really hard. And it's starting to flood in New York City. And it's just a yucky day, but I'm not going to let that stop me from getting straight to the Nappstar Salon, and they're waiting for me, so we're heading that way now. We made it to Nappstar, and it's actually pretty cozy salon. There's the oils that they have for sale that they use on the clients. But yeah, it's a pretty cozy shop, and very cool island kind of Afro-centric vibe.
Hey friends, how y'all doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you're not having a wonderful day, I do hope it gets better. I am totally rooting for you. My name is Nikki Parker, and today is Tuesday. Tuesdays where I'm gonna be dropping new videos. If you're interested in piercings, tattoos, locks, tips about bringing in money into your pockets if you're a hairstylist, I highly recommend hitting that subscribe button to subscribe to my channels, and also hitting that bell so you're notified when a new video drops. I really, really appreciate it if you subscribe. I am dropping every Tuesday, and I'm excited about that. So let's get into this story about Sisterlocks and Nappstar, New York. I cut off my Sisterlocks. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I still love Sisterlocks. I still love creating Sisterlocks for my clients. I still work with Sisterlocks every day in the salon. But for me, I wanted to change, and I will have a Q&A video next week about why I transitioned from Sisterlocks to traditional locks with lock extensions. So definitely stay tuned for that video, because there will be a Q&A. And if you have questions that you want to ask me, you can definitely drop that in the comments section, and I will answer questions about my new journey from going from Sisterlocks to traditional locks with lock extensions, human hair lock extensions. That's a big difference. You can grow your hair with lock extensions as long as it's human hair. Synthetic hair does not work. That's just a temporary situation. But if you want a permanent situation, and normally permanent, which means anywhere from 2 to 5 years, and then some people keep their extensions even longer than that. But I will talk more about that in the Q&A next week on that video. But I went from 300 plus locks with the Sisterlocks to 67 locks with traditional locks. So those are two different techniques, where with Sisterlocks, we use our fingers and a tool. There's no dryer time. And with traditional locks, it started with product, twisting, comb coils, palm rolling, and you do get dryer time. I'm not looking forward to dryer time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a whole nother journey. So yes, I went from 300 plus locks to 67 locks with this journey. And I've been watching Nappstar for years. Annette, the owner, is really a beast when it comes to social media presence, and she definitely has come a long way with the Nappstar brand. And I said, well, if I ever started traditional locks, that's who I would want to go to, is to Nappstar NYC Salon to get that started. So yes, I decided that, hey, I want to go ahead and start those locks. And let me turn the notifications off on my phone over here, excuse me. All right, and I've been growing out my Sisterlocks using faux locks so that I wouldn't be like bald headed, because I wasn't going to take down the locks individually. There was no way. I don't even have time for that in my life. So I wanted to grow my hair out into like an afro and just start my traditional locks that way. And so I would wear the faux locks, and you see pictures of me in those faux locks while my hair is growing out, so then I can cut the Sisterlocks just right off, so I won't be bald headed. I have at least an afro to go ahead and start a new journey. So that's how we did it, you know. We just like that. And I traveled from Oklahoma City all the way to Manhattan, New York, which I've never ever been to New York, so it was an experience for a little country girl like myself to go to New York City. But yes, I traveled from Oklahoma City to New York City, and the price tag on this whole journey, from the hair to the actual service and everything, you know, the flights, the taxis, the lifts, even down to the hair color, was actually, let me see, it was a total of $2,990.92 was the total on this journey. And so let's go ahead and talk about this journey. Okay, so on June 18th is when I went online and I booked my appointment with Nappstar NYC Salon for a full head of lock extensions, triangle partings, and a lock style. And that total for that was $1,314, and that's including the tip. That does not include the hair. The hair was totally separate. The hair, I chose to purchase the hair myself through their store, fashiondreads.com, and I'll put the link in the description box for you guys if you want to check them out. But I did purchase 16 inches, 100 locks through their store, and that total was $637. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to custom color the locks myself. The colors that I seen in the store weren't the colors I wanted, and so I said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and custom color these locks, because you can do that if you want your own color and you want to customize. Definitely I recommend coloring your own locks, and that's what I did. So I purchased the locks from their store. The locks actually came pretty quick. Within a week I had them, and then I had to go ahead and I purchased the color, which I used Joico Color Intensity, and this is professional colors. You have to, you know, cosmetologists get these colors unless you know another way, but most of these Joicos is sold in a professional store. And the colors that I chose for my customized coloring is I chose magenta, orchid, and a light purple. I'm always been a red, purple girl. And I also use blue, and that I used only because I ran out of the other colors and I had a few more locks that I needed to color. So I just went ahead and went with blue. But the color itself, because they're 16 inches and locks requires a lot of color, you got to really work in that color when you are coloring locks that are on people or just even lock extensions. It's going to take a lot of color. If you are a colorist and you color locks, you know it takes a lot of color to color locks, especially when they're big and long. It takes a lot of color. So the color itself costs about $100, and I wasn't about to go and get more color, so I just used what I had on hand at the salon, and I came out with that blue, which came out pretty nice. So we used the blue for like highlights in my hair, and you can see, I don't know if you guys can see some of the blue in there, but show pictures, you'll see the blue. And yeah, I was super excited about starting my journey. Everybody was like, oh my goodness, when they seen the locks being colored and laid out, drying. Yeah, everybody was like, yeah, that's gonna be dope. And I was like, yeah, I'm hoping that everything turns out just the way I want to turn out. But yeah, I was super excited about everything. And so I did have to put a deposit down of $350 just to secure my appointment with Nappstar. So there is a balance of that service that you would pay, you know, at the time of your appointment. But yeah, $350 I paid out of pocket on June 18th, along with the $637 for the hair that day. And I booked for the 23rd of August to actually get my my hair done. It was a Monday. Mondays, you know, I can get out on Sunday and Monday to get stuff done for myself, away from the salon, because we're normally closed Sundays and Mondays. But sometimes I do go in on a Monday when I have to. But I did block my schedule. I had time to, didn't have anybody on that Monday. So I went ahead and said, hey, I'm gonna go ahead to New York on Monday and get that done. So I scheduled the fly-in on Sunday, the 22nd, get my hair done on the 23rd, and then get up out of there on Tuesday, the 24th was the original plan. My flight from Oklahoma City to New York, and that price tag was $341. And then I also booked my Airbnb, and that kind of changed. Originally, that was like $500 for the 2 nights, but we'll get into what happened with the Airbnb. But we'll say right now, originally $500 for the Airbnb, and then like I said, $341, or was it $381? Let me check. Yeah, plane ticket was $381.40. So that's all booked up. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to, you know, can't wait till August comes to get, you know, my hair done. I've just been wearing the faux locks, and I'm ready to stop, you know, taking the faux locks out and then putting them back in. I just want to just stop that, just have something permanent. So 2 weeks before my appointment, I received a text message from Nappstar New York City, and they state that they need to cancel my appointment on that Monday, and if they're closed for maintenance. That's what I'm told, and that's why they need to cancel my appointment on Monday, and they wanted to move me to Friday. And I said, hey, I'm actually not living in New York. I'm from out of town. I'm in Oklahoma City, and I've already booked my airfare and my Airbnb, you know, adjusted my schedule for this trip. And the young lady was like, well, there's not gonna be any stylists there on Monday. We're closed for maintenance. But in actuality, if I fast forward, it was a retreat that they had going on, which they called a retreat, but that's just a fancy word of saying training. But they had a training day.
We're live?
We are live!
This is not a drill, we do this. Hey guys, we're here at the Napstar retreat. We are having some of our team members going to groups, and they're telling us what our internal and external values are. So this is really awesome because our team just came up with all our internal and external values that they think what it is, and everything really aligns. We're going to show them ours in just a second. With respect for each other, the expectations of what it is like to expect to work at Napstar and be part of the team. Boundaries. I love the boundaries because I feel like we all need boundaries. Like, I get it, some of y'all might need to leave. You know, like, everybody has their thing.
But they had a training day on scheduled for Monday. They decided to go ahead and do training, but there was only a couple of us scheduled on Monday, so I just thought that it'd be easy for them to reschedule the couple people that were on that Monday. But for me, it's not that easy because I am coming from out of town, honey, and yeah, I'm like freaking out, like, hey, hold up. And I didn't hear back from the young lady from Nappstar. I felt like I was getting the runaround, and you know, I would ask questions and I would just be left on, like, I guess, read. And so I was like, well, my Airbnb, I had to cancel by the 15th to at least get 50% back, because that's how they rolling now. Airbnb, you're not getting all your money back. They're gonna take half at least, and if you wait too long, you don't get zip back. It's just like, psh, I'll be out of $500. So I was a little nervous because I was already, you know, probably out of my plane ticket. That was almost $400, and I'm like, I'm sitting here with this hair and my deposit I put down, and nobody's contacting the sister. So I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and cancel my Airbnb so that at least I get half of that back. And then I just went ahead and requested my money back for the deposit along with the hair. So as soon as I did that, I did get, actually, and I did that like at 9 o'clock at night, and I received a text from Napstar New York City, which would be like 10 o'clock their time, that they did receive my request and that the owner would be contacting me to talk about the situation. So I was like, you know, okay. And the person, I guess the assistant, was asking me when would I be available, and I told him, and I didn't hear back around that time at all. So I was like, okay. But then I heard back from the owner. She contacted me first thing in the morning the next day, and Annette is the one who contacted me. Has like, she's the way she is on social media, she's like that in real life, like no joke. Like, I wish I had that happy pill juice that she has, because she is like, man, she is, man, high on life. Like, even on the phone, she had that persona, and I assume that's her, where she was just, you know, I'm so sorry, you know, about the situation. We really want to work it out. You know, you're flying in on Sunday. Can we just do it here on Sunday? And normally Sundays, that salon is closed. Just like most salons are closed on Sundays. So I was a little nervous flying in to a place I've never been, to a salon I've never been, and a salon is normally closed, to get my hair done. It's different when you're here in Oklahoma City, and I have an appointment with a salon here in the city, and the hairstylist or salon happens to not be open, or the stylist ain't even show up. Well, yeah, you're upset, but you're able just to go back home, you know. There's really, anything that's lost is your time, you know, and your gas. But if you fly all the way across the country to get your hair done, and that salon ain't nobody there, honey, the stylist ain't there, oh, you know, you're screwed. And so I was just like, should I go? But Annette, she made me feel comfortable and confident that they would take care of me, that there'd be somebody there to do my hair. It won't be the same stylist that I originally had signed up for, because you pick whoever you want. And I didn't know anybody, I ain't gonna lie, that does the hair there except Annette, because you always see her in the videos. But I didn't know any of the other stylists personally. She told me that they're all, you know, top notch. They all know what they're doing, so I'll be in good hands. And that she would also be there at the salon when I'm getting my hair done. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went ahead and adjusted my schedule and contacted the flight, and just had it changed. Instead of just being 2 nights there, just be 1. So I fly in on Sunday on the 22nd, and then fly out on the 23rd. Now I'm back in Oklahoma City. And with the Airbnb, I went ahead and just did the one night, which was $300 for the one night. So I did get a refund of $200, but I lost $250. And then on top of that, I put another $300 down for the Airbnb. And the Airbnbs are very expensive in Manhattan, but the Airbnb was actually right down the street from the salon. So I wanted to be close, just in case, I didn't, if I had to walk. But yeah, everything, was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go. This is back on and popping. I got my dog sitter back on the schedule to watch my I got 4 dogs, four fur babies. I got 4 fur babies. So everything's good to go. We are rolling. And so yeah, the day of it has arrived. Finally arrived the 22nd of August, which was Sunday, and my flight leaves like 6 in the morning. I drive my Jeep up to the Will Rogers Airport here in Oklahoma City. I park my Jeep in the parking garage. I see my umbrella. Something told me I should grab that umbrella and put it in my backpack, but then I was like, hey, I'm sure New York City's sunny, just like it's sunny in Oklahoma City. Wrong. I was so wrong. Oh my goodness. Next time I need to check the Weather Channel. I have the Weather Channel on my phone. I need to do something because I had no idea about Hurricane Henry at all. And I know right now, Hurricane Ida just hit Louisiana, and my prayers go out to the families out there in Louisiana. Man, COVID and hurricanes, it just ain't no joke right now. But yeah, I just pray that everybody's safe, and that, they build back up. They've been through it before. But yeah, my prayers definitely go out to Louisiana and those families. So I didn't know anything about Hurricane Henry, and New York was getting slammed with heavy rains. I found out when I arrived, but I did arrive around 1:30 in Newark, New Jersey, and that airport's the closest to Manhattan. That's why I flew in through that airport. And yeah, like I said, it was raining cats and dogs, cattle. Everything was falling off that sky. It was raining hard, and they were having flooding and all that. And I had no clue that my flight maybe wouldn't even made it to that New Jersey. Had no idea about Hurricane Henry. So I did make it. I flew in at 1:30, and I took a taxi. And let me tell you about them taxis, because I've never been to New York City, and I've never dealt with taxis. I'm usually renting a car, or I do Lyft or Uber. And my first time riding a taxi, and the taxi stand says $60, but that didn't include like tolls and whatever else they want to add on there, and the tip. So I'm thinking, okay, $6, and then, of course I'll tip the guy. Well, first of all, my taxi cab guy, from going from the airport to Manhattan, New York, where the salon is at, was a 30-minute drive. The driver, he was super rude. Yeah, he had like this rough tone, and he was just, the way he talked to me was just rough and rude and short and not friendly at all. And I thought maybe that's a New York thing, but not all New Yorkers are like that, so I don't want to put that stereotype on there. But yeah, I had rolled the window down when it wasn't like raining super hard, just because I was filming, and you'll see, you saw it was raining. And he said, he yelled at me to roll the window up, like literally just snapped at me, honey. And I was like, what? I felt so uncomfortable on that ride. Yeah, and I told him about himself, because I said, you were so rude. And, coming from Oklahoma City, I just haven't dealt with, drivers like you. And, you know, and for you to expect a tip at how rude you was. So he said that he didn't mean to be rude. That's just how he is. And that he wanted to make it up. So he gave me time to call when we arrived to Nappstar Salon. I wasn't sure, you know, what door to go into because it's like a building, a whole bunch of stores. And it's just like a door. There's no sign that says Nappstar. I didn't see it on the outside, but I did call Annette. I had her personal cell phone, which made me comfortable with going to New York City. But she did answer, and she was like, yeah, you go through that door. And she's like, yeah, I see your taxi. And I was like, okay, cool. And so the taxi driver did get out and get my luggage and help me to the door. So he was trying to make up. I did give him his tip. I gave him his tip. The total was, for the ride, was $83 for the trip. From the airport to the salons, $83 for a 30-minute drive, and I gave him $95. So he got $95. And it's kind of pricey, you know, almost $100 for a one-way. But he did get me there during, you know, Hurricane Henry. And so I made it. I'm excited. I go up these stairs to the second floor to where her salon's located, and I'll show you guys. I did some filming, show you guys what it looks like inside. The salon is closed, so it's just me, Felisha, who's the hairstylist that did my hair. She's amazing. And then there's also Annette. And Annette, the owner, was there getting everything ready upstairs, which they have another floor. They call it the VIP floor. That's where the retreat was held at. And so her and her sister, Michelle, was getting that ready for her team. So I get in there and I meet Felisha, I meet Annette, and they're super dope. Like I said, Annette's vibe. I mean, she was like, hey, I'm glad you made it. And just, you know, made me feel very comfortable. You know, we talked about what we're gonna do. I showed the pictures of what I was wanting and the size, and after we decided, you know, the way we're gonna go with the partings and everything, and Felisha, you know, knew what to do. We started with the shampoo service. What I received includes a shampoo, and their shampoo service is really nice. I like how she has it set up. She has her clarifying shampoo and like her moisturizing shampoo and her conditioner all right there for them. And Felisha did an awesome job massaging my head and making sure it's nice and clean. And I enjoyed the service. And then, yeah, got crack-a-lackin'. She started doing the actual starter locks and with the triangle partings, which, you know, I did pay extra for. And she hooked me up. I'll show you some pictures of her, you know, her process and starting that. And then as soon as she was done doing my startup, which the size that I have is like a medium size partings, I want to say. And it is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want too small, but I didn't want too big. So I say like medium size partings we got going on. I went under the dryer, and I was on the dryer for about 30 minutes. And then once she was, you know, while I was on the dryer, she was getting the extensions ready to rock and roll. What they do is the top part, they're gonna braid that onto your hair, and then they take human hair, which I did bring a bundle of human hair, and they take that human hair and wrap it around. And I'll put a clip on how they do that too on the video. And they wrap that around, and then they take a crochet hook and they just kind of secure that hair onto your hair so that it becomes one. And yeah, she did that, started that process. Annette came back downstairs while they had a little break, and she started helping Felisha with the lock extensions. And Annette, she's been doing this for a long time, so she was really super fast with getting those babies on my head. You know, she was working it, honey. Now she did stab herself, and which I used the crochet, and I've done lock extensions too on other clients, and you can stab yourself pretty bad with that crochet hook. And I recommend it to her, and you know, if she gets it, cool. If not, you know, but I highly recommend, if you do lock extensions or you want to do this on yourself, that the RockTape that you can get on Amazon, which I'll put that link also in the description for you guys. Wrap a little bit of that on your finger that you normally would stab, and it works so much better than a band-aid, because a band-aid ain't no, it'll go right through that band-aid. But the RockTape, it's hardcore. It's hardcore. It's tough. People use RockTape for athletes, you know, helping with their muscles and joints, but I use that RockTape to save my fingers. So yeah, definitely I recommend RockTape if you are using a crochet hook and you're starting locks, or, you know, yeah, definitely. So it took about 6 hours to complete the whole service of shampooing, starting the locks, and then adding those locks, and with Annette helping out that, and then doing the style, because we did a 2-strand twist, lock style, so that, you know, I had a little something, it's just not a lock sitting there. We did do a 2-strand twist, and I was cool with that, and here's a picture of that. And yeah, I will say that I was super happy with the experience at Nappstar NYC Salon. They did take care of me. They had canceled my appointment, but they went ahead and Felisha came in on her day off and did my hair for me and made me look beautiful. And I have Felisha's link also in the description, her Instagram. You want to check her out. But she's from Trinidad. Felisha is from Trinidad, and they call her Trini Gyal on the website. And she's, like I said, super sweet, just so, like, she was just nice and friendly. And we talked, and, you know, she lives in Brooklyn, and, you know, I always hear about Brooklyn and the Brooklyn brownstones and all that. So yeah, she takes the train to the salon, and she made me laugh, because she told me there'd be times when she's so tired she fell asleep on the train and missed her stop. And I'm like, oh man. But you know, and she finished like around 9:30 that night, and we had to, you know, take the train back to Brooklyn because we were in Manhattan. And I didn't even ask how long that takes, but I'm sure it takes some time to do all that. But so that's why I was like so appreciative that she came in and did my hair. You know, I had to hook her up with a tip. But yeah, I don't have anything. Oh, let me back up. When she did the after she finished everything, she put this frankincense oil, which is a fragrance oil that Nappstar sells and is in their fashion dread store. That frankincense oil smells so good. I'm like, it smells up the whole entire room. Just, I mean, I have it in my hair right now, and it just makes me happy. And it's not meant for your scalp. It's just you put it on your hair. And I probably will go ahead and order oils for the salon. I have actually I've ordered quite a bit from Nappstar that I'm gonna do another video, and that's another video about the products, and I want to use it first and then be able to give you guys, you know, my opinion about the product, and then let you know the products that I will carry in my salon from Nappstar. But yes, get back on track. That oil was the truth. It was the truth, and I really did like that oil, and it's just made my locks just smell good, and I'm sure it gives it moisture and all that good stuff. But just make sure you don't put it on your scalp, because it's not meant for your scalp. It's just it's a fragrance oil, so just for your hair itself. She did finish me off with that, and yeah, it was a great experience. I highly recommend their salon. Definitely worth traveling for me. Everything said and done, I would do it again. I would, because it was a great experience. I would give them 5 stars. Even with only, if I had a negative comment, it would only be because it was raining really hard in New York City, and she didn't have anything, you know, to protect my hair. Like, after 6 hours, it kind of defeats the purpose if you go out there and you just, it's raining cats and dogs and your hair just gets like soaked. Then it's like, what? I'm gonna pay all this money for it, because when you're a traditional lock person, if your hair gets wet, it just comes down compared to when I have my Sisterlocks. If your hair gets wet, you still good to go. And yes, I know y'all with the Sisterlocks and Locks like, well, you shouldn't have got a traditional locks. But, you know, I did start this traditional lock journey. So yeah, I was kind of like, what? You know, you ain't got no conditioning cap? Girl, you know you got a trash bag, Annette. You got a trash bag. Give me something. Give me something. But yes, I'm the one that forgot my umbrella. I didn't have my umbrella. My bag. You always have your umbrella in your suitcase. So that was my fault. And I do, you know, take an L for that. But yeah, the only thing I would say is I should have been offered a trash bag to protect my hair. But God was good. God was good during that night when we finished around 9:30. The rain had let up and I was able to call in my lift, and the lift came in like less than a minute. It was out in the front. And so he came out and got my luggage. My luggage was still with me because I went straight from the airport to the salon with my luggage. No time to stop at the Airbnb. So the lift came and got me, got my stuff. I just jumped in his vehicle and we went to the Airbnb to finish off the night. So yeah, I'm very happy with everything that happened on this lock journey. And normally Nappstar recommends for you to go back in 5 to 6 weeks for your retwist, and they go over with the crochet to make sure that your hair is connected to the lock extension. But I'm gonna do that myself. I'm just gonna go throughout my hair and just make sure that it's good to go. Using my RockTape, because I'm not gonna stab myself, Miss Annette. I'm not gonna stab myself because it hurts. Nope. So I'm gonna go through my hair and make sure that everything is still connected and ain't coming out, and then do my retwist. So I'm not able to go back out, but if you was near her salon, yeah, definitely recommend a lock retwist lock extension appointment, just to make sure that everything is good to go with your installment of your lock extensions. But I will be doing it myself. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of like tell everybody about my journey. And the next video next week will be a Q&A on why I went from Sisterlocks to the traditional locks using human hair lock extensions. But this was a review about the Nappstar New York City salon. And again, I give it 5 stars. And yeah, I just feel like it was totally worth it. I'll put the price on my journey, how much everything was, on the description, and all the information you need. And if you are in that area and you want to check out Nappstar New York City, go ahead and check it out. Nappstar also has a salon in Atlanta, Georgia now. So she's moving and grooving. So if you're in that area, you could definitely contact Nappstar Atlanta and get your locks done there. They also offer lock extension services at that location in Atlanta. And yeah, I honestly, if they had that offered when I was scheduling, I probably went to Atlanta, because I know Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta for 5 years. So I would have probably chose the Atlanta location, but at the time they didn't do the lock extensions, but they do them now. I suppose they're trained in it now. So, but it's cool that I went to New York City, because that is the old, where that salon, that's the staple salon. That's where it's all started, was the one in New York City. So if I'm thinking about it, yeah, I'm glad I went to the New York City one. to get these started, and actually was able to meet Annette because she is a beautiful person, not only on the outside, but she is beautiful inside too. And she's amazing with her hairstylist and her whole, you know, team of workers that she needs to do what she does. So yeah, definitely check back next week for my Q&A about going from Sisterlocks to my traditional locks. And if you have any questions or comments, please put it in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. And I will be back next week on Tuesday for a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Found myself inside all this tension.